Okay, so we are going to make the oil lamp here an oil lamp. So I have an image. You should be able to get the image. I'll come over here to the front view, go to view, image plane, import image. Pardon me, I hope that wasn't too loud. Hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. Annoying. I'm going to turn off my grid here because that's unnecessary. So we'll start with the base. Trying to see. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so the base is a disc, which I don't happen to have on this particular shelf. I'll make a cylinder and just turn that into. So we'll bring this down. I will change the height. In this case, the height is 0.1. It's pretty. Oh no, the height here 0.1. It's pretty narrow. Maybe thicker than that, but not much. 0.2 looks like it's too thick even. So we'll do a 0.15. And then the radius is going to be bigger, right? So we got like a 2 radius. Is that right? Nope, more like a 3. Maybe not. I want to move the. I want to move the image so that it's lined up on the center. So I'll just move this over. Kind of center that, make it a little bit easier for me. Go back to my cylinder, just click on that, and then bring this back up over here. And this will be a 2.8. No, a 2.8, not a 0.8, 2.8. There you go. Good enough. And then we will do divisions on the caps. I'm going to do at least 3. And then if I do that, though, I'm going to have to make this wider. I'm going to go 3.3. It's going to have to be wider because I'm going to pull up those the outer part here. Turn on my chicken fence. That thing always getting in my way. All right. And pull this out. Go to edge here. Double click this edge. Scale this out. You can scale from the center in this case. I'm going to go to face here. I'm going to move this up. So it has that kind of shape to it. Edge. Scale this out a little bit. Bring it up like that. This right here is, bring that in. Like so. Looks pretty good. This needs to be actually, I'm going to scale it out. Make that steeper. You can see it goes through, so that means I'm going to have to scale this out too to counteract that on the bottom there, because that is pretty steep compared to what I have. Okay, cool. I will add in some control edges. We'll just take the insert edge loop tool, which is a pretty fast init. Whoa. Double click that. I was apparently using this to do something else. We'll reset the tool. This is a pretty fast and efficient way of adding in edge loops. So we can do this pretty well that way. We'll add one out here too. I'm going to take my faces inside here now. We can do like this. We can select them, and then we can come over to here, and we can deselect here, hold control, and then click and drag over. Just be careful you don't go too high, because if you do, you'll deselect the ones up there too. So I'm going to extrude this, so we'll just hold down the shift key and click and drag. And there we go. Got it right there. I'll make it just a little extrusion so it's a sharp transition there with my control edge. And then I'll hold shift and click and drag again. Just bring it up. And then I'll do a little bit more. Do a little bit more. And I think that'll be good there. Go to object mode, press 3. Let's see what this gives me. It's not bad. It's looking pretty close to what we see in the image. It's a little bit too tall, I think. So you can drag this down some. And then I want to add on control edges on this outer rim to keep it from rounding over. So I'm going to double click these. I'll just bevel them. Bevel. And that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit narrower. We'll do a fraction of 0.35. And then we'll turn off my chamfer, 0 that. 0. There you go. 3. There you go. It's looking all right. This needs to be tighter, so I'll tighten that up just by scaling it. That's definitely sharper now. All right, and I think this does get a little bit narrower. Kind of like that. Just a little bit, not much. Okay, so there's that, the basics of the base. Pretty easy to make that. And then what I want to do is I make this little loop thing right here. So to do that, what I'm going to do is make a pipe. Make this pipe here. I'll rotate it over. I'm going to make my rotation tool a little bit smaller by pressing the minus key. And then I will type in 90 here and bring this down over here. And we will change the height to 1. And then change the thickness to 0.1. It's a little bit too thick still. 0.05. It's pretty narrow, right? And I'm going to get the radius to be a little bit smaller, 0.7. Is that going to work? No, it's not. Let's do a 0.8. I think that'll just do a 0.85. 0.85. There we go. Okay. Go to face. And then go to, we'll do vertex. I think that'll work. Just drag this down. And drag this down. And now we have that loop type shape on there. Pretty easy to make that. Not difficult at all. One thing with this outer edge that I didn't do, which I think I'm going to do with this right now, is I'm going to add in an edge loop along here, one right next to it, like that. And then I'm going to take the faces here, and then here, and then I can scale it out a little bit if I want to, just kind of get that. And this will give me some of that shape there that it has. It appears to have like a little extra ridge there. And let's see. I'll take this down. So we'll hold shift and control so I can slide it. So we'll slide this down a little bit so it rounds over more. Instead of being so sharp. It's still pretty sharp, but it's definitely not as sharp as it was. It's pretty bad there for a minute. Tap 3 on this. Now there's no, if I press Control 1, you'll see there's no end here. We have to close these ends off. So go to Object Mode, close hole. It's underneath the mesh menu. Just close hole there. And then I'm going to sharpen these ends by bringing in a control edge on each one of them. And then press 3 on this, and we'll see that's what it does. It's not sharp enough. Let's go ahead. It's too rounded. Bring this over, and then bring this over. Object Mode, and then 3, and then go like this. Okay, now. Control 1, that is, to bring that back. And I think we're all right. I think this is a little bit narrower through here. Cool. This one here I don't need. I'm going to get rid of it. Control, delete, and it's gone. There we go. Now we have that little loop shape. Separate piece. It would be welded on, at least on this end. It looks like it might be screwed in over here. I can't tell. And then in the next video, we'll move on to making the base down here and getting the rest of this piece to come up.